You have been misled about what it takes to actually run an Amazon FBA online arbitrage business while traveling. And when I say traveling, I'm not saying like going for 3 days from New York to Los Angeles. That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm talking about real traveling, going out of the country, and all it entails, right, when it comes to actually running your Amazon business, because it's going to change a lot of things. Now, contrary to what a lot of gurus do, right, I was actually running my Amazon FBA business while traveling for 9 months, by the way, before I even sold the course or did some mentorship. Because what you see in the space is that most people that you actually look online are never able to do it, and they actually stop selling altogether and then move to Miami once they've been able to scale their coaching business, not their Amazon business, right? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you my tips, okay? And the stuff that you may not be thinking of when it comes to running an Amazon business while traveling the world, because it changed a lot of things. I can tell you because I did it for 9 months, and every single year I leave the US for like 6 months. I only stay in the US for 6 months a year, right? So this is what we're going to do in this video. If you do not know me, my name is Chris Mangunza. I make videos here just like this one to help you with your Amazon business. So if you are new, you should subscribe. If you want more of my help to actually scale your business, there's a link in the description. You can join my mentorship program, right? So let's get started. So the first thing, of course, as you know, right, if you want to actually travel, is to have a prep center, and a prep center that you can trust. I would recommend a prep center, not a huge prep center, but a small prep center that has a residential address and not a commercial address, because if you've never used a prep center before, switching from a residential address to a commercial address is going to mess you up. Why? Because if you order stuff to a commercial address, you're going to get way more order cancellations, right? So that's the first thing. Now, I don't want you to just get a simple prep center. You also need to actually take care of your returns. And that's one of the mistakes that I did myself, right, in that journey. So the mistake that I did is that I was sending all my returns to my house, right, and they were piling up for 9 months while I was not there, right, which is like a huge loss of money. And when I'm talking about returns, I'm talking about returns and removal orders, because there's like 4 different places where you need to switch up your return address on your Amazon account. By the way, because of that, I lost a lot of money, because once, like, I had a virtual office where I was sending all my returns, but there was a couple of places where the address was not switched the right way, and it went to one of my old address, right? So I think it was the removal order, or like some of these things that went to my old address, which like actually made me lose a lot of inventory, right? But that's beside the point. I'll make another video on that. Now, as I said, prep center, most important part, make sure that you have a prep center with a residential address, because your workflow is not going to change that much, okay? The transition from not having a prep center to working with a prep center can be brutal if you don't do it the right way, okay? So that's the first part. Second part, right, is beyond that, one thing that you're going to notice is that once you try to place orders while being in another country, right? And by the way, that's going to be true in like, it's not about like just being in third world country, right? So I've been running my business from Ivory Coast, from like Central America, from Jordan, like from crazy places. And as long as you understand that, you'll be good. When you are outside of the US, one of the things that you're going to face is that a lot of websites are not going to allow you to even visit them, right? And even if you use a VPN, your orders are going to get canceled. A VPN is not enough if you want to actually place orders while being overseas. Okay, now you're going to need to get a residential proxy. Okay, if you do not understand what it is, a residential proxy make it seem like you are in the US, like with a VPN, but at a residential address. Okay, so some famous websites that will not allow you to place orders on VPNs are like Foot Locker, Champs, like all these websites from that conglomerate will not let you place order. Okay, so that's just a few examples. If I remember correctly, iHerb as well, but like I don't place much order on iHerb. But like, yeah, you have a lot of websites that won't allow you to do this. So just go on Google and look up residential proxies. Just get one, it's really cheap. You can buy a few gigs for like $1-2, right? More like $5 right now because price went up like crazy if you want good residential proxies. But like, just pay $5, just turn it on whenever you want to place orders over there. And to be honest, if you've been working with VAs, you've been using them already. If you have VAs that place order for you or that source these websites, right? You know that a VPN is not going to be enough. No. Number 3. And it's one thing that you may not realize, but make sure that you get one good hotel credit card because you want to stick with one hotel chain while you travel. So you know you're going to have fast Wi-Fi. So the one I use is Marriott, right? So like 90% of the time when I travel, I stay at a Marriott property, right? Because I have status over there because I spend a lot of money on their credit card. It builds my status, right? And since it builds my status, I can have free, like the higher the status you have, the better the Wi-Fi that you have. Like you have, I forgot the name of the Wi-Fi, but that's not just the point. You know that when you're going to stay at the Marriott property, you're going to get good Wi-Fi. If you stay at smaller hotels or all that stuff, you're going to have like terrible Wi-Fi and it's going to be really hard for you to actually run your business, okay? So make sure that you actually do this, right? So that's the 3 most important parts. The return part is actually like super important, right? But the next thing that you need to pay into account, and which is going to be the last thing, is the time difference, okay? So based on the website that you source, sometimes you find really, really good deal. Like I'll tell you. So like one of the websites that I was sourcing a lot while I was traveling the first time was a website that was putting the new deals at 3 a.m. right? 3 a.m. Eastern, which is midnight, right there. So it was the summer, you know, I was in Belgium, I remember, and like I was able to grab all the inventory without waking up at the middle of the night, right? Because like it's 6 hours ahead, and at 3 a.m. it was 9 a.m. in Belgium, so I was able to buy the whole stock and nobody was stopping me, right? So that's one thing that you want to pay to actually take into account, the time difference. And you need to understand that sometimes it's going to actually play in your favor and sometimes it's actually not going to play in your favor, right? If you go to Asia, for example, like the same exact thing would be like crazy, would be like the middle of the afternoon. So it's actually good, right? But like, yeah, sometimes it's going to play against you, right? So that's what I want you to understand. You'll be good as long as you focus on getting a VPN, an IP, a residential IP, and that you got a good prep center with a residential address. You're gonna cook, okay? So I believe in you. You can actually do this. If you want to do this by the summer, so it's like as I'm making this video, it's May. It's time to actually set all of that up, right? Set all of that up so you can actually start traveling this summer if that's one thing that you want to do. Now, you can definitely run this business while traveling full time, okay? I'm the proof you can do it. I did it and I actually put out a lot of video while doing it when I was traveling for 9 months nonstop, right? That's the most I've done. And my business was not impacted negatively by doing that. Like I was able to actually scale my business while doing that. The last thing I'm going to add on this is stop listening to gurus that are telling you that you can do this, that you can run a business while traveling, all that stuff, they've never done it. Because they're going to teach you methods that do not work, right? They've never done it. Some of them don't even own a passport, right? They just go to the island like for 3 days and tell you that you can run this while traveling. 3 days is not traveling. Like you just go on a small vacation, nothing is going to break. The real stuff is going to break if you really want to see the world, if you really want to go out for like 1 month, like 3 weeks, 1 month at a time. That's when things are going to break. And that's when you actually need to know what you're doing, right? So hopefully this was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to click the link in the description if you want to join my mentorship program. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.